My name is Jacob Kino. This is Lab 4P, Setup 4. This is my own circuit. So what I have done for this circuit is I have some flow control. There's flow control here going through this button, controlling how much pressure is flowing naturally through. This button is the amplification button, and this controls the flow of how much amplification is going on. So, if I am correct, once I turn this on, this will release a small amount of natural flow, and then this one will release a large amplification to shoot it up into the air. Let's do it. The motor is running, so it shows it's moving at a slower speed. Now it starts off at a really low area. Try to keep it controlled. Yeah. And then once I press this button, it will shoot up into the air. There, go press that button. Woo! And that concludes setup 4. Kino. This is Lab 4P. Setup 5. What we have is a loss in flow. So what we have going on now is from the reservoir, we have some flow control heading towards the circuit, and then in this control, once this circuit will run by itself and allow air to go through, making the ball float. And then once that button's pressed, this motor will activate, decreasing the pressure in this motor and decreasing eventually into out of this thing. So let's turn it on. Standing at a full height, and once I press the button, it should decrease. And that concludes setup 5. Jacob Kino, this is setup 3, lab 4P, mech 125. This is the amplification process setup. So what's going to happen is I'm going to press that button. That button's going to accumulate pressure in the accumulator and release some into the motor. It will turn on the motor. And then once I have this second button pressed, it will amplify with the residual accumulated air inside the storage unit and make the motor run faster. Alright, thank you. And that was the amplification process. Now this concludes setup 3. This is lab 4, setup 2. I have the same setup, except now I'm explaining the cylinder aspect of the setup. The cylinder is connected to this measuring tool is clamping onto the cylinder, measuring how much pounds of force is being pushed through, and then it's releasing it into the motor, and the motor will be brushing off whatever material is being released. It is fully open, so now the motor will run and then the cylinder will extend to 20. Cylinder's at 20. And the air is released. This is lab 4P week 9 setup 1. My name is Jacob Aquino. We have a whole big pneumatic circuit connecting to the receiver, or the accumulator, or the reservoir, and the reservoir is acting as a storage unit to hold up the air and then release it allowing the motor to continuously run after a single push of the button. And then this is just here for some fun. Now, pressing the button. Now that I'm pressing the button, the reservoir is storing air, releasing it into the pressure gauge, measuring at 50 psi, releasing into the flow meter, reducing how much airflow is going through, moving towards the cylinder, and the cylinder is measuring with the strength of the airflow at 10 pounds, or at 40 pounds. And then the airflow eventually goes down to the motor, and once I release the motor and allow more air to flow through, the strength will go down to around 20, and then the motor will run and allowing the air to fall through, and the ball's just there for fun. Now it's back on. The motor is now running. The strength is now at 20 pounds, and the ball is still there for fun. Damn it, Derek. This concludes setup 1 for lab 4P.